Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the VSO Gun Channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I want to talk about this Trump tree stand thing because if you haven't seen this, it's ripping through the internet right now. Apparently and reportedly, there was a raised platform found in the vicinity of Palm Beach Airport. And they're terming it a hunting stand. And apparently, this thing had direct line of sight to where they park Air Force One. Who knows what that actually means? Because these people, who knows what direct line of sight means? That means that you could like see the fence or something. I don't know. You can tell by looking at the reporting on this, these people have no idea what they're talking about. They have no depth on their bench when it comes to these kind of topics whatsoever. This has been demonstrated thoroughly time and time again. They don't have a clue. And you can see by looking at any number of reports, they're just making it up whole cloth at this point in time. So we're going to look at the imagery. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and I want to know your guys' thoughts on this thing. Today's video is brought to you by the Modern Gun School. This is an accredited online university. Whether you're looking to learn a few things or trying to break into a career in the firearms industry, this place is set up to be streamlined and work for you so that you don't have to burn a large quantity of money to get an education in the firearms arts. And that gives you some latitude to pursue other educational pursuits like, I don't know, a business degree on top of your firearms education. So go check them out at Modern Gun School and tell them that I sent you. Let's get into today's video. So who's you and why should we listen to you? I've hung hundreds of tree stands in my life and I've spent tens of thousands of hours in them doing a variety of activities, but I know a thing or two about how they work and how they operate, how they get there and all that sort of stuff. And it's not just hunting. They could be used for a variety of things. Observation, stargazing. There's a whole lot of reasons that you might use a tree stand besides just trying to get out there and kill shit, okay? But a lot of folks will call them deer stands or tree stands or, you know, whatever it is, because that's a raised platform in a tree is often primarily for those purposes. So let's just take it. But let's go to the imagery. And I do not apologize for this photo because it is not my work. This is the work of the Secret Service. They released this photo. And again, I don't know who teaches these people to take these photographs. I've said this once. I've said this 1,000 times. This was taken with a potato from a carrot. And if this is the type of imagery that they take on a regular basis, just look at this one and like the last several high-profile incidents that they were involved in. I'm shocked that they get any convictions whatsoever because I have no idea who taught these people. I mean, they got to have one of these in their pocket, right? Like a 4-year-old could take a better picture with a Polaroid camera than them with the best technology on the planet. I don't know. I digress. But anyway, this is what we had to work with. And when I look at this photo, I see 3 distinct possibilities. 1, this person has no idea what they're doing. Whoever put that up there, if it is for the purposes of standing up there or sitting up there, this person has no idea what they're doing. First of all, the way that the seat is sat right there, you can see how it kind of like leans back relative. It's not level. You're going to find it very hard to sit there or stand there for any length of time if that limb that is up there is even going to support your weight. You would probably put this on the other limb. You always want to attach a tree stand of any kind to the main beam of the tree. This thing is also not very high up, so it's an improper tree stand, to say the least. It's a lot of what I am going to call ratchet straps in this thing that seem extraneous and all over the place. It looks like maybe some kind of climbing apparatus used. These bright ratchet straps have this like reflective filament in it for use on roads. So that's why when you see one in like headlights, they look like super bright, and that is not suitable for hunting. All of those facts point to somebody who was either an incompetent hunter or somebody who was not putting this up there for the purposes of hunting, right? Which, given the current climate, I would 100% forgive anybody for looking at this and saying, okay, this is the type of thing that the type of people that would try to harm the president would jerry-rig together to do. The level of competency in all things related to life seems to match. Or it's the complete opposite of that, and this dude is a master. He's like a super redneck. We have those people up here. right? We do. They're all over the place up here in Appalachia. And I've seen people kill monster bucks with a 2x6 that's been nailed up into a tree type thing. Okay. I've seen the dudes with like all the state of the art, tens of thousands of dollars worth of kit and can't shoot worth of shit, right? And then you see the dude that like hunts with a slingshot type thing. Like, they exist. The third possibility is that this isn't a hunting stand or a platform designed to support human weight whatsoever. This is something completely different. And there seems to be some kind of like human manufactured apparatus up here sticking up on top of it that might be indicative, of a frame of some kind. This could be something that was put up in the tree that is since disintegrated and it was never actually meant to support human weight. So there's a whole lot of folks jumping to conclusions because a tree stand was found in the vicinity of an airport. And I would like to unpack that for a little bit. I think that this is suspicious because there's so many things wrong with it. They think that it's suspicious because they think it's a hunting stand, and there's no reason that you would put a hunting stand in the vicinity of an airport, which is objectively untrue. First of all, I've seen a lot of people also say that it could be for invasive iguana hunting. That's not how you hunt invasive iguanas. As someone who just got back from an invasive iguana hunt, that would be a very inefficient way to hunt iguanas because iguanas are not like super active animals that are scampering throughout the trees. If you were static hunting them, you would not be very successful. You would hunt them from the ground, you would move around and find them and take them that way. You would not hunt them from a static position. You wouldn't do that. Now, it's near an airport and it's an FAA exclusion zone, et cetera, no discharge zone. Probably true. That doesn't necessarily eliminate bow hunting. It is a relatively common practice to have hired hunters in areas around airports to specifically cull the population that could create problems for the airport. Now, the airport would be able to answer those questions if they have anybody on contract. Among other things, we are plane people. My father was a naval aviator. He works with the airport authority, is currently a private pilot, and I am probably also going to get my private pilot's license because, well, I'm going to have a plane that I'm going to have to learn to do something with eventually. But I know this stuff because I've seen this sort of stuff discussed specifically. What do we do about the deer or the turkeys or the geese or the whatever? I mean, some places even get like grenade launchers with the flashbangs for the purposes of scattering large waterfowl because they can destroy planes. And typically that kind of hunting is not done with firearms. And the reason it isn't done with firearms is because a firearm has a tendency to punch through the animal, and an arrow does too. Don't get me wrong. I've shot several deer where I've got pass-throughs with bows as someone who used to be an avid bow hunter. The reason that a bow is used is because after it punches through, there's not a whole lot of energy left for to skippity-doo-dah into a populated area or something like that. Typically, residential, commercial hunts, particularly around airports and things like that, are done specifically with bows, sometimes with air rifles and things like that, to limit the possibility of collateral damage. And given that there's not a whole lot of wooded area around this airport, it does not shock me whatsoever that something like that might be done because you would be able to very closely monitor where those populations were bedding and coming from. And if a deer runs out in front of a commercial airliner, it is a big, big problem. But they have fences and all that sort of stuff to keep them out. Yeah, the deer don't care about your damn fence, all right? They're going to find a way through your fence. If the airport detected that they were having a wildlife problem in the vicinity, they may have contracted somebody to do that. I feel like we will know that information, if that is the case, relatively rapidly. I am very suspicious of this because of the construction, not because the possibility of the hunting. Okay. Know that hunting is a thing that happens around airports with express permission. And if that's the case, it will be uncovered rather rapidly. It looks suspicious from the standpoint of it looks hastily assembled, looks incorrect in all manner. And that leads me to believe that it either is for nefarious intent or it's unrelated altogether. And I would like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below.